Well, to answer that, I think when I started this business, roughly 5 years ago, I think, cybersecurity and encryption and threat detection within organizations was really more of a reactive type of exercise, and it was really frowned upon and sort of like a subset of maybe a budget somewhere. But, today, cybersecurity and the threats that are out there, it's really become an epidemic. It needs to be at the forefront, and it needs to be proactive, because if you look at an example out there like Sony, Sony's like the perfect example. They didn't take it seriously enough. They didn't realize that, literally gigabytes of data over the course of several months were escaping the company's auspices, and they were under an extreme, pervasive, and gigantic attack. And, when you look at the impact of something like that, or you look at what happened with Target, these things cost companies billions of dollars. I mean, you look at just the impact of Target. You have a CEO that started at the lowest ranks of the company and worked his way up his whole life to become CEO, and then boom, one simple oversight at a point of sale triggers a massive, pervasive issue. So the whole premise of everything that we do and stand for is really to educate the public. When I meet with mobile operators and we're launching, our business to millions of users monthly, the bottom line is that I'm not here to really sell anything. I'm here to talk about the scope of the problem, the size of the problem, the importance of the problem, and that the premise of convenience and security, which is always like the two opposing forces of the universe, can be merged into a very elegant solution that's not expensive. And that's really what we try to create, and what we try to evangelize with the public, is that it's not difficult to use. It's not really, something that I would consider sexy when you talk about security. It's very vanilla, it's very corporate. But at the end of the day, we try to bring like elegance and simplicity to it. And that's what I think is really important about the industry, is that embrace it as something that should be at the top of the list of every budget, because that's what's happening. I think the really important thing is to realize that this is like a solution-based product that needs to be a platform. And so when you look at an organization, if Sony or Target had gone through like a SOC 2 examination, which is like this stringent audit of internal controls, confidentiality, security, all the different safeguards, we as a company have undergone our second SOC audit. And so when you go through an examination process like that, it makes you think in a very structured way, and you realize the deficiencies that you have as an organization quickly, and then you realize, well, what solutions are out there to solve these problems. And the truth of the matter is, there's really elegant solutions out there that just don't cost a fortune. I mean, they're fractions of what the cost to Target is, or the cost to Neiman Marcus, or any of these other companies that you see that are in the headlines every other week. A product like ours, for instance, to Sony is a few $1,000s a year. That's it. And so, like I said, I think that the key here is to understand that the solutions out there are fantastic. It's not just us. There's a lot of other vendors out there doing different things, whether it's enterprise mobility management, or identity as a service, or EFS, enterprise file sync and share solutions. So there's a series of products out there that are listed in Gartner and everything else. But I think the key is that it's not as complicated as you may think. There's really simple solutions out there that can really change the course of your company.